Hello, Kulas, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Angel Di Maria as Barcelona continue to show their interest. It has been reported that Barca's interest is very appealing to the former Real Madrid attacker. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about this other new report claiming that Barcelona are considering giving a letter of freedom to two out of favor players. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. The future of Angel Di Maria is still in limbo. Despite Barcelona's interest, it is Juventus who wants him the most, and the team from Turin has done everything possible to sign him this summer. The Argentina veteran has taken his time, but Juventus have demanded a definitive answer in a couple of days. As relayed by Relevo, the old lady have put forward a tailor-made one-year deal with an option to extend it for another year. For Di Maria, it is believed that his official response will arrive in the next few hours. Then there is the lure of donning the royal blue of Blaugrana. Despite spending 4 successful seasons with Real Madrid in the past, the option of playing for Barcelona is the one that is appealing him and his family the most. At the same time, however, he does not want to make a decision without any guarantees, and this is where Juventus have kicked in as they are offering him exactly what he needs. In recent weeks, it's been noted that the player has made it known to those closest to him that he wishes to end his European journey either in Barcelona or in Lisbon with his former team Benfica. But the team that has put in the most effort is Juventus, since Barcelona will consider signing him if and only if they fail to sign Leeds United winger Rafinha, which is now looking extremely unlikely as he will not leave for anything less than 50 million euros. Reports have it that Xavi has made a personal conversation with the player in the past, but it seems Juventus might win the race after all, since Barcelona, despite the player's wish, are having second thoughts. The team has already put forward as many as 2 offers in the span of 2 weeks, and the latter of which was, in fact, on the exact lines of his demands. Di Maria have been linked with Barcelona for quite some time now. Barca are looking for a right winger since Ousmane Dembele will not be extending his contract. Rafinha have been the most talked about target in that position, but as we all know, the price tag that Leeds United are demanding is quite too high for Barca. Quite too high. 50 million euros is no small money, considering the position that we are. Despite the economic levers that was activated on Tuesday, Barca don't just want to spend money carelessly and unwisely, which I think makes sense. So Rafinha, which is Barca's main target in that wing position to be a replacement for Dembele, looks very unlikely at this very point in time. And I would say it's rather unfortunate because Barca want Rafinha at all costs. But that price tag will just push them away. If Leeds United don't lower the price, then it's going to be very difficult for Barca to remove 50 million and pay them for Rafinha, which I personally think 50 million is way too much. Unfortunately, Leeds was not relegated, because had it been they were relegated, then Barca could have stood a chance to get Rafinha on a lower. I quite remember it was 25 million that was set if Leeds was relegated. But unfortunately, Leeds were not relegated, and ironically, Rafinha played a role in that game to even keep them in the Premier League. So as it stands right now, Barca have been in talks, in negotiations with Angel Di Maria's camp, and that deal is also looking very, very difficult, especially as Juventus are in the fray. Juventus, as we all know, are better financially than us, and whatever Di Maria would demand, they'll likely give it there rather than Barca. So as it stands right now, the good news for Barca is Di Maria finds Barcelona very appealing than Juventus. So it remains to be seen if Barca's offer is worth it for Di Maria, because the fact that he wants to play for Barca is already a big boost for Barcelona to land him. So let's see how it goes. But hopefully they get him if Rafinha don't comes. Because there's also the problem of Di Maria knowing fully well that Barca wants him only if they don't have their first target Rafinha. and that brings second thought for Angel Di Maria, who might still consider a move to Turin in case Barca don't come. So he's not even the first choice, understandably so, because we need young players. We are building our team. Di Maria is, I think he's 34 years old, so bringing him will not be the, or let me say, bringing Di Maria and hoping that he'll be there for a long time. I think we'll be fooling ourselves, which will not be the case. So let's see how it goes. But of course, our priority is Rafinha of Leeds United. Hopefully, the deal works through, but if it doesn't work, then we got no choice than to go for Angel Di Maria. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, why the financial problems at Barcelona might somewhat ease following the assembly vote to go ahead with a sale of 49.9% stake in BLM. The Catalans still need to offload unwanted stars to free up space on their wage bill. However, that is posing an issue as players like Martin Braithwaite and Miralem Pjanic are not exactly keen on leaving, while some other stars do not have suitors in the market. It could force Barcelona to consider alternative measures to part ways with such players. And Sport reports that Barca are already pondering the possibility of giving the letter of freedom to two stars in Samuel Umtiti and Neto Murora to get rid of the pair this summer. Neto is on high wages for a second-choice goalkeeper, and the club are intent on shedding his salary from the payroll. The Brazilian goalkeeper finds himself he is keen on securing an exit from Camp Nou this summer, but not many clubs are lining up to sign him. Serie A side Lazio are said to be open to signing Neto, but would only consider a free transfer. And Barcelona handing a letter of freedom to the shot-stopper could help facilitate a switch back to Italy for the former Juventus star. On the other hand, Umtiti's situation is much more complicated. While Barcelona are ready to mutually agree on the termination of his contract, the defender is not attracting a lot of interest, complicating matters for the club and the player. There have been reports of interest from his homeland of France, but any move would require him to take a pay cut, which he might be reluctant to do, having already agreed to reduce his wages when he signed a downward renewal back in January. It remains to be seen what path Barcelona opts as they look to clear out space on their wage bill to make room for new signings. So, as it stands right now, Barcelona are doing all they can to ensure that players that who are deemed surplus to requirements leave the club this summer. Because Xavi wants to carry out a huge squad overhaul, and that will not be possible. You can't call that an overhaul when these players that are still there with their high salaries, then we are not going anywhere. So Barca are doing all that they can. And worst of it all is some of these players are saying they are not leaving, they still have contracts and so on and so forth. But I do understand them, of course. It's not their fault that they gave them the wages or whatever, the contracts that they have. And all this caused by the former board, Jose Maria Bartomeu's board, it was just disastrous. And players taking wages that they don't even deserve, sitting on the bench. And I don't blame them to some extent because of the poor management that we had under Bartomeu. But now, these guys, the worst of it all, they don't have love for the club as well. They don't care. They want to finish out their contract. Brad have been saying he does not see himself leaving. Even on loan, he does not see himself leaving. He believes that he can still convince Xavi. We've been talking about Lenglet and also Umtiti being reluctant to leave. Nobody wants to go. But the honest truth is, they must leave. They must leave. If they don't leave, all the Lewandowskis, all the franchises, they will not enter. They will not be able to be registered as Barca players. So they have no choice, but they will leave at some point in time. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video and also hope you did subscribe. If you haven't, please make sure to do so. Until next time, bye.